Hey everybody, it's Irene with BrainStormAcres. And for those who celebrate, I'd like to wish you a happy Lunar New Year. I'm back. All right. Here we go. We have dough. There it is. I was like, where did the thing go? Obviously, did a few dishes and put a few things away while we were waiting. What I'm going to do is just make it so that it's easy for me to cut up. Approximately half and half. Right here is the steamer. Last time I made these, we decided we wanted to make them a little smaller the next time around. I think they were fine either way. I'm just going to roll these into a ball. I don't really need to do that much in advance. Certain things you kind of roll into a ball and let them sit and do this, that, the other thing. These are actually not as complicated as some things are. Trying to decide exactly how to divide this up. I'm going to have some bigger ones and some littler ones. And that's fine. One thing I will need is I'll need a bunch of parchment paper. Stacks and stacks of parchment paper. These didn't come out very square, they came out rectangles. Oh no, the world's ending. Not really. I think I have one in here. No, I guess not. I keep thinking there's one in there. I guess not. I guess not. Usually, I manage to get them squarer than that. You don't have to have parchment paper. You can use cupcake wrappers, but parchment paper is nicer because it's actually cheaper than cupcake wrappers. And cupcake wrappers are pretty expensive these days. All right, that gives me something to work with as a start. I have a collection of rolling pins. Some things work better on some things than others. I seem to recall that I used this one the other day. The goal with this is to create sort of a round thing, and if any part of it's going to be thinner than any other part, make it the edge that's thinner than the middle. I think I can probably make these a little smaller. Yep. And then it just goes on like that. And it sits and waits to go in the steamer. In this case, I've got the bottom of the steamer on hot water. And now that it's warm, I'm just going to start putting these guys in here. So what I'm going to do is, I get this completely dry. Don't want it wet to start with. There we go. And how much filling you want in your, oh, that's good. How much filling you want in your bun is up to you. They're going to actually sit there and swell. I'm actually making the dough a little smaller. And this is all you have to do. Now, the big rules is, I want to check to make sure these two cook for the same amount of time. If not, I'll cook them separately. 12 minutes. This one says 15. It's not critical. Okay, the big trick with this stuff is the dough is going to sit all formed up with its filling in these trays. The water in the bottom is warm because you want to create a nice warm environment. You don't want to be boiling it or anything else like that, because what you're going to do is you're going to leave this sit with the warm water for half an hour. And you're actually proofing this dough again. It's going to swell up. And then, without opening anything, you're going to turn on the heat up to medium-high. And you're going to set the timer for 15 minutes. And you're going to just let it cook. You're not going to ever open the lid on the steamer. And when the 15 minutes is over, you're going to set the timer for 5 minutes. You're going to turn the heat off, and you are not going to open the lid for 5 minutes. When I did this the other night, I told Henry, I said, "Thou shalt not open the lid, ever." When the timer goes off, if I'm not standing there, you stand there patiently. Because it has to do with the buns sort of settling down and not falling and stuff like that. By being patient with them, they will be your friend. And they will behave well. And if you are not patient with them, they will not behave well. So be patient. And all I'm doing with the bun end here, the back, bottom, is squish it. I'm going to do that with the entire container of custard that I made. And I'm also going to do that with the entire container of, well, not the entire container, until I run out of dough with the red bean paste. I'm going to have lots and lots of these guys. And if I run out of everything, I will simply make them empty because they are still good as just plain cool steamed buns. I actually made some that way the other day to use with something else, and it worked just fine. And again, I'm just sort of gathering it up. I'm not doing any fancy designs or anything. All I'm going to do is smush it. It's a technical term, smushing. I'm going to make sure I'm not getting too much flour on that bottom because I do want that totally smushed together, see? I want that to be on the bottom. These need to be an inch apart, they say. I'm using as little flour as I can. This dough is not sticky, which means I got the amount of liquid in there that I needed to. Yay. Last time I had some trouble with that, so I was sort of paying attention. Our flour and stuff can be super dry here because it's a super dry climate. It's funny, I used to think of this as such a giant steamer, and I didn't have enough things to fill it ever. No way. Now I'm wishing I had another shelf in it. That means my trays are now completely full. And that I am going to freeze the rest of that filling. Now, that's one of the cool things about this is you can freeze these fillings. This is warm water. I'm going to put this here. I'm going to put that on there. And I'm going to set the timer for 1/2 hour. That will sit there for 1/2 hour. At the end of that half hour, I'll gun that up to medium-high, cook it for 15 minutes, turn it off, let it set for 5 minutes, and we'll have buns. I can also make these bao, cook them, and then freeze them. And to reheat them, all you do is steam them. You don't have to defrost them first in the fridge, because it is a custard. I guess I'll see you in about 1/2 hour.
I just walked in the door.
Yeah, look who got here. So, sure, not quite as fluffy. I made these smaller than the last batch.
Looks fun.
But let's cut it open, show peoples.
I'll hold the plate, you cut.
It's a mild flavor in comparison to some of the other stuff, but
It's very good.
I think they do better when they're a little bit bigger. Because the ones down here that were slightly larger
Oh, nice.
proved up good. These didn't prove as well. They're fine, they're cooked and everything, but
Well, you want to come say goodbye to people?
sure. So he got here just in time for dessert.
Looks like dinner to me.
Well, we're going to start with this. I've got the rest of it set to go, but you had to be here in order for me to cook it because it's one of those things that's cooked and done real quick.
Life's short. Eat dessert first.
That's right. That's right. Next time I will put more of the goop inside and make them a little bit bigger. But I like the concept.
Let's say goodbye to people so I can eat dinner.
Yeah. So be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because obviously we're going to be doing tons more. And I still need to do the second part of this, which is making the red bean ones.
Yum.
Mm.